The government has appointed former Eastern Army Commander Lieutenant General Anil Chauhan, retired, as the next Chief of Defence Staff. This top military post had been lying vacant since the untimely demise of General Bipin Rawat in a helicopter crash last December. So, who is General Chauhan?
General Chauhan is a former commander of the Eastern Army. He retired in last year actually after serving as the Eastern Army commander. And presently, he was the military advisor to the NSA's office. He's had 40 years of experience in the Indian Army. He's a Gorkha Rifles officer, vast experience in counterinsurgency areas, in peace locations, in army headquarters. So, a very qualified old hand has been made the new CDS. The government in June this year, they put out a new set of rules which said that any retired or serving lieutenant general level officer can be made the new CDS. Now the decision and how it was taken, those details are not known. They are done at a very high level in the government, but clearly the government was looking for somebody who had a varied experience and also a bit of seniority over the current serving chiefs of the armed forces. So General Chauhan, is senior to all the three current serving armed forces chiefs, be it the Air Force, the Army, or the Navy. So that gives him a certain heft when it comes to taking decisions and executing, the goals and objectives which the government has placed before him. I think the rules were changed for a specific reason because General Rawat, as we all know, he died while he was in service. It was a very unexpected event which took place, which led to his untimely passing away. So when that happened, I think the entire plans of the government got disrupted. And the reason they wanted a retired guy to take over was, I think, a one-time exception made for this particular position and this appointment only, and also because, as I was saying earlier, that they need to have somebody at the post of CDS who was senior to all current serving chiefs, who would have the heft and the political weight within the system to drive through the changes needed and required with the government. So General Chauhan is likely to be the CDS for just over 4 years. He will, he's 61 and a few months right now, and retirement is 65. So he will be at the top position for almost a period of 4 years. His immediate priority will be to operationalize the military theatre commands. Now, this is a big reform that the government has been driving. General Rawat, before he passed away, was very involved in this process. So it's theaterization. It's creating integrated commands which will be consisting of formations from the Army, Air Force, and the Navy, and dividing them into a theater kind of a concept. Like the Navy will have a command. There will be an Eastern front. There will be Western front, Northern front. So I think he will have to go through that. The other long-term and medium-term priorities will be further reforms in the military structure, because once the theater commands become operationalized, the first few years are going to be a bit difficult. There are going to be problems to be solved. There's going to be a lot of bureaucracy which has to be resolved. So he will be involved in that. Also, Make in India is a huge priority of the government, and a lot of that is being driven by the office of the CDS. There will also be challenges on both borders. As we know, China crisis has been declining right now, but it still remains. And General Chauhan, as the Eastern Army commander, saw it at very close quarters because he was commanding the Eastern Army in Arunachal and Sikkim, among other states, when China became aggressive. And he personally saw the Chinese build up across his area. So he's going to be conscious of all of that, and it's going to be challenging and interesting term ahead.